Hello and welcome all of my fellow Paragon fans. In this video, I'm going to break down my personal experience with Overprime. Overprime just recently held a closed beta test on January 21st through the 23rd, and I got to play it for right around 13 hours. Before I actually go into depth on anything, I just want to say my experience was incredible and I absolutely loved it. Now, if you guys haven't seen the Overprime trailer on the official YouTube channel of Overprime, I'm going to show that to you guys right now. But before we do that, please go ahead and leave a like on this video, leave a comment talking about Paragon, Overprime, faults, predecessor, anything like that, expectations you have, things you'd like to see, anything like that. Please ring that notification bell so you get notified each time I post a brand new video, and hit that big red subscribe button, as they all help me and I appreciate them very much. Now, let's get into the trailer.
The will of vigorous life. But greed has grown. And the fragile balance has been disturbed. Those who take and those who protect. Two ways. At the fork in the road. A choice must be made.
I seriously cannot get enough of that trailer. Oh my, wow. Visuals, the entire cinematic feel, the audio, the plot, the storyline. Oh my word. That is absolutely incredible, stunning, amazing to watch. I loved that. Now, moving on to the menu. As you guys can see, the menu is very nice. You can see how many people are in your party. You can see where to actually invite people. You can see how much gold and the other kind of currency that is. You can see your name, your level. You can see the newest characters. You see play, collection, chest, shop, profile. You have the different modes like the normal mode, the training mode, the custom mode. You have a text chat. You have the big play button. Everything is really nice. And then on top of that, you have your settings, you have your friends list, you have, I believe that last one was a bug report or a news tab or something like that. And then on top of that, you have the ability to actually change your servers. If I'm remembering correctly, there was a US East, Asia, and Europe server available throughout the CBT. The next thing that caught my eye was the very unique skins in Overprime, like this one right here for Twin Blast, or now also known as Colt, or like this one right here for Rampage, or now also known as Tarek. There's also this super cool one for FaZe, now also known as Cynthia. Feng Mao had a really nice skin, such as this one, who is also known as Tao now. Gideon got an upgrade too, not only to his name being Cosmos, but also that rad skin. Shinbi, or now known as Bora, was looking pretty sweet. And how in the world could I pass up this skin right here for Sevarog, or also known as Demorius? In conclusion, we talked about the menu and all the information being easily accessible, the different modes you can play, the different tabs to select to see different information and navigate throughout the game, various different really cool looking skins, and we even got to see the trailer. Now, what are my thoughts on Overprime, especially compared to Fault and Predecessor? First up, I'll talk about Fault. Number one, there is no competition by any means. Overprime beats Fault 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Fault is, at least in my experience, unbelievably buggy. It has nothing but problems. It doesn't run well at all. It doesn't look very good, and overall just doesn't really offer a good experience of a MOBA or anything that is trying to take up the mantle of Paragon, or at least have assets from Paragon. Now, that is just my personal opinion of Fault based off of my experience with the game. I'm not dogging on the game. I'm not saying anybody should refrain from playing it or anything like that. Just me personally, Fault is not for me. Now, moving on to Predecessor. When it comes to Predecessor, I only got to play one game. I literally only got to play one match, and that was back in July of 2021 when they held the stress test and there was a whole bunch of server issues and all of that stuff. We were basically waiting at a loading screen for like 6 hours. Yeah, definitely not the best experience. But I will say that one match was freaking incredible. I'm telling you, everything was so responsive. Everything was so fluent. The animations were beautiful. The map was gorgeous. From the jungle to the solo lane, the duo lane, the mid lane, both the dawn side and the dusk side, the raptor pit, the prime pit. Everything looked incredible. It all worked so well. Everything sounded incredible. But again, I only got to play one match of Predecessor. So if I were to compare Overprime to Predecessor, I would say Overprime definitely isn't in the same league when it comes to performance. What do I mean by that? Well, in Predecessor's case, Predecessor ran very fluently. Everything was spot on. There was no issues. There was no lag. There was no problems. There was no stutters. There was no delays. Absolutely nothing. Everything was exactly as it was intended to be. Everything was spot on. Overprime is definitely not as bad as it could be, but there are definitely some areas where it needs work. Like with some of the animations, they would instantly proc when you press your button, so you didn't really have any time to line it up. You would end up missing your ability because of the instant activation and no way to actually aim that ability. Or there were different areas where in between pressing a button and a move actually about to happen, an ability actually about to happen, there would be a slight millisecond, 2 millisecond delay. There would be a tiny little jitter, a tiny little stutter. There were little issues like that, and especially the FPS. I definitely wasn't getting the best FPS. I was typically sitting between 48 and 78 FPS throughout my playthrough of Overprime, which is not the greatest, but it's definitely not the worst. Like I said, there was little stutters, there were little jitters, there was these little things here and there that can definitely be tweaked. They need to be tweaked. They absolutely need to be tweaked to ensure this game does survive, but it's definitely a lot better than it could be. Now, that's another thing that I want to talk about. How will this game actually survive? Because Paragon died for a reason. Paragon wasn't making enough money. How will this game succeed where Paragon failed? If it's bringing back that old nostalgic feel of Agora, what will they do going forward to actually keep this game alive and actually keep the servers online? Is the game going to be free to play? Is the game going to be $40? Is the game going to be a Founders Edition pack or something like that, where you have to pay $40, $50, $60, $80 or $100 for a legendary edition or something like that, and they give you extra cosmetics or something around that area? How will this game actually succeed where Paragon failed? How will it make the money to keep the servers online? That is the question. If they have a way of keeping the servers online and succeeding where Paragon failed in the fact that it wasn't making enough money, then I believe that this game will do very well. But that's all I got for you guys for now. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.